Good morning, good morning. Look at that 15-minute candle. Let's go. All right, SPY is going to be our top watch of the day today. SPY is just looking gorgeous. Gorgeous SPY. Look at that. Look how clean that is. All right, and every day we come into markets, we want to see a 15-minute candle closure above or below our level. So now we're breaking above previous day high with just beautiful strength. Look at that. Zero wick at the top. That is beautiful, man. So now we're going to switch to the 2-minute and we're going to wait for a retest. Gorgeous stuff. Gorgeous stuff. All right, we're going to dial into SPY here. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. All right, so with SPY, I want to see a retest of this level. See, this is previous day high. I want to see a retest of this level, previous day high. That's what I want to see. Beautiful action right now. Beautiful action. So I want to see a nice, slow, controlled retest into this 13. Right into this 13. This 13, I want to see it catch up. I want to see us slowly retest this 13 EMA. And then we'll initiate a long position. A little chillier here. Last little bit had a nice heat wave and now it's just chilly. This is nice though. Beautiful start. Let's get it. I want to wait for that retest. Always want to wait for that retest. Okay. Locking in on SPY here. Just beautiful, man. Look at this. Look at that. So this is like the most ideal 15-minute candle closure you're going to get, you know? Like absolutely zero wick. Look at that. Like absolutely no wick. So no sellers at all trying to push this thing down, and it broke extremely decisively outside of our level. Like super decisively outside of our level. So looking really nice. 2-minute really clean. Look at this clean flag. Surfing the 13 EMA. And as I'll always mention this, the first tap of the 13 is always the best. The first and second tap will always be the best. So if we can get a flag around this zone and the 13 EMA catches up, that's going to be our first retest. All right, now we wait. No FOMOing into this. So what I want to do is get a 5 contract starter around previous day high. And then once we hold a little bit and consolidate and wick off previous day high, I'll add another 5. Wow, IWM just surging. Look at IWM. Wow. Holy. Wow. Q's a little weaker. Little bit weaker. Yeah, Q's having a harder time. SPY is super strong. IWM super strong. Look at IWM. Massive confirmation outside the zone. We range here pretty much pre-market on Friday, previous day on Friday, pre-market today. So it was due to explode. It was definitely due. Let's see what happens here. IWM, hey, look at that. Beauty. Beauty. I don't really want to see Q's fail back below previous day low. Don't really want to see that. SPY super strong. Q is not. I don't like the divergence that much. So if this fails, it's going to drag SPY down with it, which I don't like. So a bit of a lower probability long on SPY. If this starts failing below previous day high, then that is going to be a lower probability long on SPY because they're not both in sync. They both have to be in sync. So kind of want to see what happens here with Q's, because if Q's fails previous day high, I'm not going to love it. Like SPY is really nice, but Q's, man, I don't know. It's dragging us down, unfortunately. Like you see this 15-minute embodiment? Like look at that. Look how we're embodying the previous 15. Like unless this wick's heavy, that's not great. That is not great at all. So got to be a little bit more cautious here. IWM, not so much. This kind of moves in its own category. So let's watch for a retest on IWM 13 EMA. We got room to all-time high. We got a lot of room. So this would be my next top watch here. It's very clean. After we cleared, the 15-minute is beautiful, man. That's a really nice 15-minute candle. And this one closed decisively above. So watching IWM. Let's watch Qs, what happens here. SPY coming in right into our 13, but I don't want to be trapped. I don't want to get trapped. And if Qs starts failing, SPY will not bounce. Don't love these two inverted hammers. Don't love that. It's coming right into previous day high 13 EMA. It's looking great besides the Qs. This was previous day high right here. So we would need to close above previous day high and like wick right off of it. Right now we're under. So that's not good. IWM though, it's looking really nice. Divergence between SPY and Q, don't love that at all. Let's see how this unfolds. The reason I'm not taking this right now is just because of Qs. This candle closes in 1 minute, so gotta wait for that. And there's some news in 1 minute as well. So let's see if we're gonna read this right. Let's see if this read is right, because like for the previous 15 to be that strong and for the following 15 to be this weak and cover the whole body of the previous 15 while SPY is strong, that is a little warning sign not to be long SPY right now. Let's see if I'm right. Let's see if the read is correct here. SPY look good. But again, Qs is holding us down. And if we close below this PDH, which we're going to, right here, we got 3 seconds left. I think we go weak. And I think we're probably going to break below pre-market low here. And that would have saved us a loss on SPY. Potentially. Okay, news is out. Data is out. Let's see if it's positive data or not. IWM setting up potentially. Nice flag there. IWM looking okay for a starter potentially. I want to see how this flag comes into the 13. I want to see us tag this 13. This is my first position on IWM here. I want to look at a starter and then an ad at the 13. Let's see what happens here. Q's bouncing. Q's bouncing off previous day high here. Okay, we're gonna start
Order
6.
filled.
And then we'll add 6. Start 6 and add 6 on IWM. So we got a lot of room here. So long position started around here, and then we wanna give it to the 13 because this is where we're gonna add anyways. And I'm not taking anything off until this alarm hits. That'll be my de-risk spot right here, and that'll be the majority. That'll be like 75-80% off right here. So if we get an add spot, that's gonna be at the 13. See what happens here. Strongest one, I mean like the clearest one, right? Like Q's hated that 15, so I don't like it anymore. SPY was looking great, but it works with the Q's. It like if Q's is weak, SPY cannot be strong. Like it's gonna hold it down. So IWM like kind of moves on its own. EMAs are fanning out beautifully. It's like this is like the perfect look on the EMAs. The 13, the 48, the 200 fanning out nicely. So that's looking great. And then I want to see a 13 tap for an ad. That's going to be my ad spot. So we're flagging right now. I want to see some wicks off that 13 for an ad. I want to get as close to that 13 as possible for the ad. That's my plan here. Let's get a tap on this 13 here. Let's get a tap so I can add. Clean flag though, very clean flag. That's what we want to see. This is exactly what we want to see. We got 1 minute left on this candle. So far, wicking nicely. Wicking nicely. And if we start getting a closure below this level, a closure of the 2 minute candle, then I'll get out if that's what happens. But I'm not going to prematurely get out if it just breaks the 13 and then wicks off. That's not what I'm going to do. I want to see a closure to confirm that it's going to break below. I'm looking for an ad here at the 13. Okay, here it comes. Okay, there we go. There's a little wick. So let's see if we can flick green for us here, and we'll add. Looking to add 6 more. Not quite yet, not quite yet. Very close, very close. Finger on the trigger. Finger on the trigger here. If we start springing off here, this is going to be my add spot. Let's get a little break outside this little line here. A little bit of strength, and I'm buying more. All right.
Order filled.
Adding 6 more here with my stop is going to be a closure underneath this zone. Now we're very close to our risk point, which is good. That's why we only start up here if we're going to be looking for this break of highs. Only a starter, and then we add on the dip on the 13. We don't go full position on the first one because then we're going to not be able to actually pyramid into our position. So that's our add spot. If we get more holds, I might add some more. SPY looking good too now. SPY and Q's looking good now. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, this is looking good so far. So far looking good. Adding a little bit more here. Adding a bit more. Okay, so you see my starter, my add, and my third add on this little confirmation candle break. So love the look of that so far. Let's see if that was a good add. And now we'll just watch this flag. So my average is probably going to be closer to around here, my break even point, and then I want to be having a candle closure around here. So around 2R is going to be my first de-risk spot. So 1.5R, I'll take some off right here. Right here. This is like A plus, man. This is A plus, right? So if it doesn't work, all good. I wouldn't change a thing about this trade. Above previous day high, above pre-market high, flagging right into that first 13 EMA dip. I would not change a thing about this trade. I love this trade, and I take this trade every single day when I see it. When it presents itself, I always take the same trade, always. And this is the first 13 tap after the extension away from our zone. So nothing I would change about this trade at all. Love it. If it doesn't work, that's just probabilities, right? This is going to work 70+% of the time. So if it doesn't work today, all good. I accept my risk, and I'm just going to let it go. Let's see how it goes. So far, great. Bounce off that 13. Love it. Looks good. Looks really good. If we can break these highs, we should hit our first TP spot. Candle closure below this zone. Candle closure below this zone, I get out. So we got 1.5 minutes on this candle here. See if we can get some nice wicking off this candle here. Okay, another 13 tap. Let's see what happens off this 13. $18 seconds left on this candle. Let's see if we can get a nice wick on this candle here. Basically just flagging like this right now. Like that's a beautiful candle. That's a great candle. Okay. So now we're just bull flagging. This is just a big bull flag. Can't freak out for no reason. Okay. We just have to recognize what's happening on the chart. This is just a big bull flag. That's it. So that wick off the 13 is beautiful. I love how the buyer stepped in there. And now we just want to see a break past these highs and a closure above those highs, and that should push us up to our first de-risk spot, the 1.5R. We'll take off some, about half, and then we'll take off another half at 2R. See if we can get it. Is anybody in this stream with me? If you are, let's chat it out, boys. If you're in this stream, hit up the chat. Give a like and a sub. Gorgeous stuff, man. Gorgeous stuff so far. Let's see if we can get some follow through here. If we can get a candle closure above this high, should look good. We got 40 seconds left. So far looking good. I like it. There we go. Okay. There's those highs. Beautiful stuff. Let's see if we can get some follow through. I want to see 1.5R tag before I take any off. Let's see. That's nice. I like it. I like it. I talk about the 13 EMA tap every day, man. Every day. The first 13 EMA tap. Once everything is confirmed on my checklist, the first 13 EMA tap is the best. Always. As long as the checklist is checked, right? Previous day high, pre-market high, 15-minute candle closure. If those markers are checked, then I know it's go time, and I'll accept my probabilities every single day of the week. I just have to have those things checked off, right? So beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful stuff, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
Order filled.
There we go. Okay, so
Order filled.
just to give you guys a little update here. Fuck yeah. Let's go. Okay, so I took the majority off because this account, I'm trying to get it to 26,250 here, and it's almost there. So I got 3 riding here. I want to hit my alarm before I take any more off. Gorgeous. Gorgeous stuff, man. Just beautiful stuff. All right, so now when this alarm gets tagged, we'll take off another. Man, what a read, boys. What a read. Hey? Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's go. Randy, what's up, bro? That was textbook stuff, hey? Just A+ setup, man. Like above previous day high, above pre-market high, breaking past this range that we've had. We've had 3 pre-markets and 1 previous day high low zone break. 15-minute candle closure above that zone with conviction. First 13 EMA tap. Retested. Buyer showed up every single tap. Beautiful stuff, man. Beautiful stuff. Thanks for joining, Randy. My guy. Thanks for joining, man. Love it. Love to see you on here. Textbook stuff. All right, let's see. We locked in 270. We're riding these trailers right now. So next de-risk spot is going to be at our next alarm. So sell one here, sell one here, sell one here. Let's see though. I want to see the chart. I don't give a shit about my P&L. I don't give a shit about anything. I want to see the chart. There we go. Okay. So next alarm gets tagged. Once the next alarm gets tagged, we take off one more. We gotta wait for that alarm. IWM is just textbook, man, today. Just beautiful, beautiful textbook stuff. All right. There's one more.
Order filled.
There we go. Now, once this hits 255-ish, I'm out on all of it because this account is going to be the 25K passed. So I'll take some more off just to make sure I pass this account. And then we're funded again on another 25K. So we'll have 75K in funding. We'll have 75K in funding. Hell yeah, man. Let's go. This is all done in 2 weeks. This is all done in 2 weeks here. Let's see. I'm almost there. Almost there. Let's see. I'll get a little bit more of a push. Let's go.
Order filled.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. All right, so guys, if you're in this, the only reason I got out, okay, the only reason I got out is because I needed a 26,250 goal. I'm not going to risk, there's no point for me to risk losing on that. But if this was not a pass funded challenge for me, then I would have kept, I would just keep this going, and I'll tell you exactly till where. Okay, so this is a 2R. So we scale out at 150 and then we take out at the 2R. So right now, the next alarm hits, that's when you'll scale more out. So for me, like, I'm good. I don't need to. I'm done. Like, this is another 25K in funding. So I got 75K in funding now in like 2 weeks. So I'm all done on this account. That was sick, man. That was sick. So I took an L earlier. That was last night. I did some stupid shit in an Asia session. Just fucking donking around, but doesn't even matter because I just passed it. But either way, this account's now passed. So my day's done. But if I But if I was still in this, if this was not the account I'm in, I would wait for my next alarm. So that's 287.17, and that's where I would take more scales out, and then I would just let the rest either break even or new highs. This is all-time high right here, so you got to be aware of where you're at on the chart. Ultimate target should be like 287.50s if you can get it. But for me, my goal is met, so I'm done. Beautiful stuff, man. Just so textbook. So textbook. Qs. Pretty choppy. Don't love that. Don't love that. SPY ended up working. Just lower probability with Qs, but it ended up working just perfectly. Look at that. Like, that's the first 13 again, man. First 13 again. Talk about it every day. First 13 tap again. So beauty. Randy, what'd you take? What'd you take, Randy? Same, followed you. Hey, let's go. That's what's up, Randy. I'm glad I was able to help you out on that, man. That's sweet. Sweet. All right, so Randy, man, like, I don't know what your strategy is on this, but for me, depending on my size, like I was sized in pretty good. I had about 18 contracts. So 1.5R minimum, I don't touch it until it hits my 1.5R. That's where my first alarm hit. So I started scaling some out right there. And then I don't want to touch anything until it gets to 2R for more scales. Okay, so that's going to be around here, which it did, obviously. So either surf the 13 or go break even on the trailers. That's how I would manage that. But besides that, flawless. Flawless. Always aiming for a 2R and scaling out accordingly. That's it. Very simple. Very, very simple. Gorgeous, man. Gorgeous stuff. Love it. I'll make a recap on this later too, because that was as textbook as it gets, you know? Have your checklist. If it marks all the checklist, you know your price action. You're looking at how the candles are moving, how the 15-minute is closing. Where on the chart relative are we? Previous day high. We're obviously strong. Pre-market high. We're obviously strong. 15-minute bullish closure. And then broke out of this range. Very, very simple stuff. Very simple stuff. You just need a little bit of chart time to like understand it, but it's very simple stuff. And this trailer should now go to all-time highs. So if you're still in it, Randy, I would just hold this. Randy, I was explaining why one and done, because once I get green, bro, like I just want to get green and get out. You know, the longer I stick around here, the more chances I'm donating. The later in the day it gets, the choppier it gets with less follow through. So I don't want to sit here and donate at all. I got my green. I made 377 on this. I got this account funded, and I don't want to be sticking around and doing stupid shit, because I know the later it gets in the morning and the day, it gets choppier. The follow through gets less. And I just end up donating, right? So the first hour and a half of the morning, that's prime time. That's where all the volume is. That's where all the follow through is. And that's where all the momentum and strength is. So I don't want to be sitting here for hours donating. I'm good. I've had enough donations in my 3 years of doing this. I don't want to keep doing that. I know the keys to making this thing work is to getting green and getting out. So I got to follow that. It's tough, right? Because you see shit moving, you're green, you can, you can keep going, but man, I don't know. Like for me, if I can get green, I can get a nice win. What's the point of continuing? The chances of me donating are higher than me making more. So I'm good, man. Like I don't want to keep donating. And that's where all the big dogs do, right? Like they get green and they get out. They get green and they get out. And that's why they're so consistent, because they get green and they get out. They make their top A+ trade of the day. Like let's say this didn't work, right? Let's say this didn't work. Hypothetically, this failed and I'm out. I have multiple options from there. I can keep going until I hit my max loss, which is around like 400. This would have probably given me like a 250 loss, realistically-ish, 250. So I'd have another like 150, 200 to play with for another try at something. So either a reclaim, if this reclaimed and showed more strength, then maybe I would entertain this. Or I would do my original plan and go long on the SPY and try one more here, right? And then this way I can either make a little bit green or worst case break even on the day. And that would probably be like the conclusion on the day, slightly green, right? That's kind of how I approach my days. It's kind of how I approach my days. I get green, I get out. If I take a loss, I take probably one more try at something. If I take another loss, 2 losses in a row, I'm likely just going to call it for the day, because I know where that leads. I know where that leads, and that's going to lead to me spiraling and just getting tilted and doing stupid shit. So the main part in this is survival and keeping the L's controlled. I need to know what my max loss is every single day, and I need to follow that in order for me to stick around here long enough to be super successful long term. That's my goal. So that's my rant. Randy, if you're still on, that's my rant. Randy, if you're still in, bro, hold the runners, because this hasn't breached anything yet. This hasn't breached the 13, hasn't broken structure. You're still in the green on the runners. I would hold until piecing more out around here, 247, around 247, 40s, 50s at the most, right? I would just keep piecing them out, because you're nearing all-time highs now. If you're still on, bro, that's what I would do. All right, I'm going to call it here, because we're getting later in the day. And look at Qs, man. Look at Qs. See, like, this is the reason why I didn't want Qs. Just ugly. Like, that looks like a barcode. That looks like a barcode, like an ugly barcode. So why would I choose that today? As soon as I saw this embodiment right here, embodying the previous candle, no thank you. And that proved to be correct. Right? Like, look at that. That's ugly, man. That is so ugly. IWM coming into the 13, and now it's looking like it wants to fail. All-time highs is right here. So always at all-time highs, you got to be super cautious. So that's my cue. I think I'm going to go hang out with my kid here for a bit before he heads off to school. And had a great day. So that was beautiful, man. That was beautiful. Randy, I'm glad you took that with me, bro. That was sweet. All right, I'm going to close it down. Another one funded. We got 75K in funding now in like 2 weeks. So beautiful stuff. All right. I will talk to y'all tomorrow morning. I will be back at it.